F. Take the end name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the bottom edge. Now take projections from this ABCD to the XY line, and on XY line name the points A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash and F dash, and height is given 160 mm. So at a height of 160 mm from this XY line, draw a rectangle. So height of this rectangle is equal to 160 mm, and name the endpoints 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash and 6 dash. That is the upper hexagonal face, and this is the bottom or lower hexagonal face. Now it is given that the axis makes an angle of 30 degree with HP. You can see this data. We have drawn this first line, hexagonal prism on HP, 60 mm side length and 160 mm height. Now second, this statement, axis 30 degree to HP, it means that this axis should be tilted in such a way that it makes an angle of 30 degree with horizontal plane. So first draw a line at an angle of 30 degree over here with XY line, and 60 degree with XY line, 30 degree with HP, and then redraw this rectangle. So for that, what should we do? So first we have to draw like this. From this corner we can draw line at an angle of 60 degree with XY line, because if we draw 60 degree with XY line, this angle would be 30 degree. And by after redrawing this rectangle over here, let me take projections, vertical lines from its respective points A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash and E dash, and F dash. Similarly horizontal lines from AB, CD, EF, and locate the respective points. Horizontal line from point A1 where A, vertical line from point A1 dash would be this point. Name the endpoints A1, B1, C1, D1, E1 and F1, and join all these points with a straight line. But think about the visibility of point D. If we look from top, this D point would not be visible. Hence D point should be joined with respective points with the dotted lines. So this is the bottom hexagonal face, which would be visible in top view like this. Now think about this hexagonal face. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whether it would be visible or not. So for that, let me take projections from 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days and 6 days like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, and name the endpoints 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1 and 6, 1, and join all these points with a straight line. And this hexagon, irregular hexagon, shows this upper face. So this upper face is fully visible in the top view, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, and hence this bottom edge, this D point would not be visible, so it is represented by dotted line like this. So D1, E1 with the dotted line, D1 and C1 with the dotted line. Now the last step. Here it is given the plan, that is top view makes an angle of 45 degree with VP. So we have to tilt this plan, or this is the top view, in such a way that this axis makes an angle of 45 degree with VP. So what we have to do, first we draw a line at an angle of 45 degree with XY line like this, and redraw this figure like this by any method, by drawing arcs or by measuring distance or by any means. You have to redraw this top view at an angle of 45 degree with XY line. Now take the projections, vertical lines from respective points A1, A2, B2, C2, D2, E2 and F2, and horizontal lines from A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, E1 dash, D1 dash, E1 dash and F1 dash, and mark these points. Similarly join all this, name the points A1 dash, B1 dash, C2 dash, D2 dash, E2 dash and F2 dash. Now from this edge 1, 2, 3, 4 edge, draw vertical lines, that is projection lines from this bottom hexagonal face and horizontal line from this 1 to 6 points and draw horizontal lines from this. Now name the respective points. 1 2 days, 2 days, 3 2 days, 4 2 days, 5 2 days and 6 2 days. How to name these points? So for that, let me take one example. Say vertical line from 1 2 is this line, horizontal line from 1 days is this line. So this is point number 1 days. Similarly, rest all points could be named. Now join these points with the straight lines, and as this corner, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 base is towards us, so that would be visible. So join these points with the full line and rest all points with the dotted lines. So this F A would not be visible, so point F should be joined with the dotted line as shown over here. So this is the front view and this is the top view of this problem. So this is the solution of this problem, which satisfies all the conditions which is given in this data. Now example number 2. The data is given like this. A cube of 40 mm edges is resting on HP on one of the edges of the base with face containing that edge makes 30 degree with horizontal plane. The edge on which the cube rests on HP is making 30 degree with VP. Draw the projections. Here cube is given, side length 40 mm and it is resting on HP on the edges. So think about the given data. A cube is given, this is a cube having side length 40 mm and it is resting on HP on its edges. So first we have to assume that it's resting on HP on its square base. So draw XY line which represents intersection of both the planes HP and VP, and then draw a square below XY line having side length 40 mm. It is resting on HP. Take the projections, insert the dimension, side length SQ40, it's a square, so SQ should be written. Draw projection lines from endpoints like this and draw its front view as well. As it's a cube, its front view will also a square of side length 40 mm. Now it is given that the edge makes an angle of 30 degree with HP. So we have to tilt this square in such a way that it makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line like this. Means we have to redraw this square such that this side is inclined at 30 degree to XY line. Then this insert the dimension, this angle is 30 degree. Then name the endpoints A, B, C and D, and respectively A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash would be in the front view, and these points over here which is transferred A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash. Now take projections from front view and top view. Say vertical line from A, horizontal line from point vertical line from A dash, horizontal line from point A. This is point number A. Similarly, to locate the point number B, vertical line from B dash, horizontal line from point B. So here point B would be there. Point C, C dash, C. Here is point number C and here is point number D. Join ABCD with the straight line, and as we are looking from top, these all lines would be visible. Hence they should be drawn with the full line. Then think about this corner. So for that also take projections, vertical lines from these points, horizontal lines from this point. It should be joined like this. And think about this corner, vertical line from this point, horizontal line from this point. And as we are looking from top, this corner will be invisible. Hence that should be represented by dotted line. This dotted line represents this corner. So this is the top view in the second condition. So till now we have finished 2 steps and data up to this step 30 degree to HP. Now the third step, it is given that the edge on which the cube is resting on HP is make an angle of 30 degree with vertical plane. So here this cube is resting on this edge represented by dotted line over here, and this dotted line makes an angle of 90 degree with XY line, and in the given data it makes an angle of 30 degree with vertical plane. So we have to tilt this dotted line in such a way that it makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. So for that, what should we do? So for that, name this edge, say PQ edge, and redraw this PQ at an angle of 30 degree with VP. So draw a line at an angle of 30 degree with XY line. So this angle is 30 degree. Transfer this PQ on this line and redraw this rectangle by any method, by tilting or by drawing arcs, by measuring distance. Just we have to redraw this rectangle like this. Now to draw this front view, let me take projections from each end points. Draw vertical line from these points, horizontal line from respective points. You can name the points like this. So these are the 4 points, and as this corner is not visible to us, if we are looking from this side, this corner will be invisible. So that is to be joined with the dotted line like this, and these outside lines should be full line. Similarly, for this bottom edge also draw projection lines from respective points like this, and join all these points, these 4 points, with the full line like this. 1, 2, this 3, and this is 4th one. Now what's about the edges? These edges would be visible and this dotted line edge would not be visible. So join them with the full line. This edge is visible, this edge is also visible, and this edge is also visible, and this edge is not visible. So join with the dotted line. So this is the solution for this problem, in which the edge is inclined at 30 degree to HP, and edge on which the cube is resting on HP makes an angle of 30 degree with vertical plane. And I hope the solution of this problem is clear to you. Then you can name the views. This is front view and this is top view. Now example number 3. The data is given like this. A pentagonal pyramid, base 30 mm and height 60 mm, rests on one of its sides of the base on HP, such that the triangular face containing that side is perpendicular to HP and makes an angle of 45 degree with VP. Draw its projections. So here the data is given that a pentagonal pyramid is given, side length is 30 mm and height is 60 mm. So first step would be this, a pentagonal pyramid. So pentagon would be there, which is to be drawn below XY line, and side length is given 30 mm, height is given 60 mm. So this would be the first step. Let me draw this problem like this. Here it is given that this is the top view, and we can insert the side length. The side length is 30 mm and height is given as 60 mm. So up to this step we know how to draw a pentagon such that this one side is perpendicular to XY line. This angle should be 90 degree, and after drawing this pentagon and this front view, it is given that one of its triangular face perpendicular to HP. You can see here it is having 5 triangular faces, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can name the endpoints. Say here is A, B, C, D, E, and here apex point O dash, here A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash and E dash. Endpoints are there. Now it is given that one of its triangular face is perpendicular to XY line. So here 5 triangular faces are there. All faces are making some angle with XY line. So you can see here this triangular face A dash, O dash and B dash is the triangular face. Now we have to tilt this triangular face A dash, O dash, B dash such that it becomes at right angle to XY line. So what should we do? So for that, first we draw here a line at an angle of 90 degree with XY line like this and measure this distance. So measure the distance between O dash to A dash and transfer O dash A dash to this vertical line to redraw this triangle like this. So measure this distance A dash to O dash like this and transfer it to over here like this. So name this end point. Say this is point apex point O dash, here is point A dash and B dash, or we can add one nomenclature O1 dash, A1 dash and B1 dash. Now measure this distance A dash to D dash, this distance, right, and transfer the distance to over here. You can draw arc like this. Similarly measure this distance O dash to D dash and O dash as a center, draw an arc, and intersection of these two arcs would be one point and that point would be at here. So join this point with O dash, right, and A dash, A1 dash and B1 dash as well, and name this point is D1 dash. Similarly transfer this point E and C, measure A to E distance or B to C distance. From here you can transfer and the point would be somewhere here. So join with O dash and name that point. This is point C dash and E dash. 2 points are there. So we have transferred this all 3 points. Now we have to draw its axis. Its axis will pass through O dash point. So this would be the axis of this solid, right, like this. So transfer this axis. So for that also we have to measure this distance of this axis from A point, measure this distance, transfer it over here, mark a point over here and draw the axis of this solid like this. To represent the axis, one long dash and one small dash should be drawn. So this is redrawing of this triangular pyramid at in such a way that one triangular face is perpendicular to horizontal plane. Now from this front view